Sometime in December last year, I hit 5,000 subscribers. I honestly can't thank you all enough. As many who reach these milestones say, it's you guys and girls that keep me going. So to celebrate, we're finally delving into the masterpiece range, presenting MP-12 Cybertron Warrior Lambor, also known as Sideswipe. Forgive me as I switch between those names. I'm just going to say that this is the best Transformer I've reviewed to date. It's possible something will take its place down the line, but as of now, this one tops them all. Aside from the instructions, the set also comes with a collector's card, featuring some very nice artwork, and some character tech specs on the back. You've also got the weapons, which I'll discuss later. No rocket pack though. Ruined forever! MP-12 is a fully licensed Lamborghini Countach LP500S. Hopefully we'll get a new mold for Sunstreaker. Takara's melt this one for all it's worth. On the surface, this feels like an alternator in that it's something of a model car. It captures the sleek profile of the Countach as well as all the little details on the chassis, like the square headlights, side mirrors, air intakes, engine cover. They even molded and painted the tiniest Lamborghini logo on the hood. And you also have the hubcap, spoiler and exhaust pipes. I say something of because it lacks those features discussed in my last review. Nothing opens up, the front wheels don't turn, and the tyres are plastic, not rubber. I know that'll disappoint some people, but just know this line is slightly less about the vehicle compared to alternators. And it doesn't deter from the fact that the car itself is just stunning, right down to the deco, which is spot on Sideswipe. I will say, the shade of red on the roof doesn't exactly match the rest of the figure. It's kinda hard to make out on camera, but it's what happens when you paint over translucent plastic. However, the rest of the paint apps, such as on the taillights, are just fine, and considering the awesomeness that is everything else, it's nothing. Lambor is one of several Autobots scaled to fit inside MP-10's trailer, so he's quite a bit smaller than your average Masterpiece figure. Don't let that put you off, for what he lacks in size, he makes up for in sheer engineering. The weapons themselves include the missile launcher, the flare gun, and depending on where you bought this, a pair of either flat black or, courtesy of Amazon Japan, extended chrome pile drivers. The former two weapons not only combine, but the launcher can plug onto the roof, Dark of the Moon style. It even pivots up and down a little. I said in my review of Generations Trail Cutter that hidden weapon storage can compromise the design at times, so I'm cool with this. I gotta be honest, I enjoy transforming this far more than any of the alternators I own, barring Swindle. It's not that I crave simplicity, but there's a difference between a transformation that's bare bones and one that's involved, but very clean, intuitive, and just all around fun, and Lambor hits every single mark. If I had to nitpick, and this truly is a nitpick, don't take it too seriously, I wish the side windows would tuck into slots on the underside of the roof, similar to how Prowl's, Streak's, and Smokescreen's wing mirrors fold underneath the hood. It'd make things even more solid. Possibly excluding MP-09, Lambor/Sideswipe was the first Autobot car to get the Masterpiece treatment. I'm guessing his design was the easiest to work with, possibly helped by the fact that the G1 toy has one of the better looking robot modes for its time. If that was the case, great first choice, cause this figure's beyond incredible. It's based on the animation model, down to the very last details, like those silver panels on the lower legs, and that tiny silver arrow. You know where it is. In fact, he's actually more detailed, with extra panel lines on his abdomen and lower legs. Still, look at this. It's like he leapt right off the screen and onto my review setup. And once again, they nailed the head, even with those pouty lips everyone jokes about. However, it's this mode where fans draw their complaints with the size, as he supposedly comes up to MP-10's or Convoy's waist. Unless it suits the character in question, I'd rather have a smaller, well-assembled figure, as opposed to one that's big just to be big. Lambor has over 20 points of articulation. Excluding the universal hips, he's mostly comprised of hinges and swivels, including ankle tilts. Always a welcome addition. The waist piece flips up so that his legs can move all the way forward. And like a lot of the larger toys, the fingers are hinged, but not individually. Traditionally, Lambor's launcher rests on his left shoulder, though it can plug into either one. The hinged fingers and slots in the palms allow him to grip his flare gun. Not terribly well on mine. Finally, you have the pile drivers. Simply stow the hands away and plug them in. Since the slot on the car roof ends up on his back, his jetpack would have been an ideal inclusion. Third-party companies? We're waiting. Well, even without it, I think it's safe to say this is the figure old-school fans wanted for almost 3 decades. Sure, the actual G1 toy holds a lot of nostalgic memories for some. Sure, the Universe 2 version's a great update. But if you ask me, this is as perfect a representation of Sideswipe as we're going to get. Also, excellent starting point for those just getting into the Masterpiece range. Why are you still here? Go on, get this figure while you can, hurry! Stop watching this vid!